I love unique fun fold cards, and my favorite newly discovered fun fold is the Ferris Wheel card. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and last week I shared this Thanksgiving version in a video for a favorite Falls Colors video hop I was part of. And by the way, the hop is still going on until September 30th, 2019, and there is a link in the description box to my video where you will learn how to create this gorgeous fall colored tree, and you could maybe win a full set of layered stamps. So the Ferris wheel card is named that because it goes around in a Ferris wheel and it stands up. And I learned how to make this Ferris wheel card on the Mixed Up Craft blog and YouTube channel. And there's a link in the description box to the original tutorial. So again, this is the Thanksgiving version that I made. And I made a couple more of them this week, including this Christmas Wishes version, which uses Tonic Studios mirror card instead of the acetate, and lots of snowflakes from many different companies and other dies. So all the details for these cards will be on my blog, and of course links in the description box. So again, it stands up and then it goes around in a circle, which is very cool. And this one is Christmas Wishes with all sorts of pretty snowflakes. And then on the inside we have my Christmas wishes for peace, love, and joy. And then this here covers up the brad that is used, and I'm going to show you that in the one that I'm going to make with you today. So this is the version of the shaker Ferris wheel card that I'm going to show you how to make. So I love shaker cards, and I decided that it would be fun to have a rotating shaker in the center of this Ferris wheel card. So you can see that as it stands up again, and as the acetate wheel goes around, your shaker pieces are going to shake in that center piece. So it's a happy birthday shaker. And there's lots of dies from many different companies in this card, and instead of listing them all, I will have a complete list in my blog and some of the links in the description box. Most of us have flowers and butterfly dies and punches, and any, of course, could be used for a card like this. So I have, this is the one that I'm going to show you how to make. I have lots of pieces. So I started with a piece of purple wood grain cardstock from the Park Lane brand at Joann's, cut to 8 by 4 and scored in the center. Along the folded top of it, I have marked at 1 1/4 and 2 3/4. So there are marks there, tick marks at 1 1/4 and 2 3/4. And then we're going to cut from those tick marks to the corner. Okay, so if you line that pencil mark up with the corner, you're just cutting off the side like that. And then we're going to once again line up the tick mark, pencil mark, and then the let's see, I think it would be easier to show it the other way. Okay, so again, the pencil mark and then the corner, and just hold it in place and cut with any cutter. I'm using my old Fiskars one for that. So this is the card base, and that will hold up the Ferris wheel. Let's see here. Again, lots of pieces here, but I have an older tonic set of layering circles dies, and the largest one in that set is 5.5 diameter, which was the size suggested in the video to use for the acetate or the cardstock circle. Now, of course, you could use any size. I mean, you could play around with it and maybe use a smaller die, or just take a plate or something and draw it, and then so if you don't have a large circle die, you can draw the outside of a bowl or a plate, which is about 5.5 inches. I did learn a lesson though. You don't want to use a Sharpie when you do that. And of course I just did it on paper. But I used a Sharpie and then I just cut it myself, and that looks fine. But the only thing is, on the outside of my bowl, I now have permanent black Sharpie marks. And of course I was using that bowl, but with really some scrubbing, I managed to get it off, but it probably wasn't wise to do that. So in looking for this, to link it for you, because this size is really good, Tonic doesn't sell this set of circle dies anymore, and they have the A2 size, which isn't quite big enough. But I did find some XXL options at Crealis, and so you could buy a set of very reasonably priced circle dies that includes one up to about this size, and she also has the stitched and the scallop. She has all sorts of options, so I put a link to the XXL dies in my description box. But this is the acetate piece that we're going to be working on. Jillibean has these sets of shaker shapes, I guess, and also the card bases that match. So, and what's really nice about these is they're nice and deep, and they have adhesive on the back that you can just pull that off and it sticks. So if you wanted to make a shaker card, you know, with the whole card base, you can. But what I did was I die cut another circle, one of those tonic circles, out of the center of that card, and I have glued this flower shaker piece onto that circle, and that's going to be in the center of our Ferris wheel. So, and then I did some shading. I decided I would like to have this be green instead of the kind of off-white that it was, and so this piece is ready to go. I am using the Happy Birthday circular die from My Favorite Things, and I'll show you how I'm going to cut that apart and put the message on the top there. In the meantime, I'm going to create my shaker piece. I really like to add a couple of these pieces here from my new favorite set it's called Mystical Leaves Sprinkles. Aren't those fun? From Cat Scrappiness. And for interest, I glued on a few around that, and I'm actually going to attach a couple to the top of it as well. And then in addition to the Mystical Leaf Sprinkles, I'm also using the Sparkle Blends Purple Passion. That has all sorts of different sizes and also some flowers in there. And then I had another set from Cat Scrappiness, happened to be free, which is nice, and it has those green stars. So the purple and the green is what we're incorporating into our shaker. I have my favorite EK Success powder tool, and whenever I'm making a shaker, I make sure I use that so the pieces don't stick. They have less static before adding them. And I am just going to scoop up some of these mystical leaves and add those. And then some of these green stars. And then some of these different sized, I think I'm going to dump them in my hand and pick out the ones I want here. I like the different sizes and the different colors in there. And some fun flowers. That's probably more than what I need, but shakers are fun. will take care of those later. Again, probably more than what I need, but that's okay. It's fun to have lots of colorful sequins in there. Now this top comes off, and it is adhesive. I just have to get it started. Whoops! And then we're going to take this piece and attach it to the back. Press it down. I'm going to have to trim it a little bit. I see. Since those circles were the same size, you can see the off-white one on the back there a little bit. And then I'm going to take some micro glue dots and attach a couple leaves on top of the shaker, which are just kind of fun. No matter how it's shook up, you still see those on the top. Where's it sticking to my finger? And a dark green leaf. And our shaker is ready to go. I have this happy birthday circular die that I showed you, and if I try to put it behind here like this, it doesn't really work real well, but if I cut it apart, I can attach it and you can still see the words. So that is what I found out I could do, and I like the idea of the circular happy birthday there. There is happy. Birth. Day. So that will be the top when we first apply it, and of course then it will go around in a circle. Now on this piece of acetate, I'm going to be attaching all the butterflies and flowers and everything. I will start with some glue dots and start attaching those. Now on this original one that I made, when you open it up, you can see the back of your acetate piece. And this butterfly here covers up the brad that we're going to use. I decided that while I love butterfly wings that are propped up, and I like to use a glue dot and those skinny strips to do that, I thought that didn't look very nice through the acetate. Whereas the glue dots aren't quite as visible, and there's really no way to hide those, so I am not going to be raising the wings when I attach these this time. So I'm just going to apply some glue dots to everything that I attach to the acetate. So this is going at the top, and I guess we'll just go in order. Then we have a couple small flowers that are glued together, and we will use a glue dot to attach these. I think the micros. But I guess I wanted my greens underneath there first. I cut apart a cherry lin greens by the flowers. So we'll use a and then attach that. And then we have a butterfly. What would we do without glue dots, huh? I use them all the time. In all different sizes, as you can see. And a larger flower, which we were going to put a green behind, but I think we can sneak that under. And then another small flower set. But of course, you know, like I said, you'd have to look at your dies and your punches and make a decision as to what you would want on yours. I just think it's very cheerful and fun and beautiful to use the shaker in the middle there. Next to that one we had a butterfly. And then another large flower. Which this is a layered set of 2, of course. And then one more butterfly. Now, I personally love to add gems to almost everything I do. So on my purple ones, I'm going to add these pretty purple gems from Gina Marie Designs, which is my favorite sparkly gems, and they also come in many different sizes. I mean, you can see that on each one of these you get a larger, a medium, and a small, so that's perfect for just about anything that you might be doing. I just think it adds a really neat touch. And then on the green butterflies, we're going to be adding a green gem as well, a medium on the large, and small on the smaller ones. And so our Ferris wheel acetate piece is complete, at least, you know, for now. Now what you do is you take your piece that you've scored and cut, and you're going to center this where, if you're turning this, nothing will be catching on the bottom. And then you're going to take a pokey and a brad, which I have somewhere. There it is, okay. And poke through here in about the center. And then you're going to take the brad, and it's not going to show, so it doesn't matter what color it is. And attach it that way. And so you can see it's going to go around. And then we're going to attach this in the center. And I probably should have put that in there before I put all those pieces on, but it will be fine. I might have wanted to move those out just a bit. I'll use some strong tape to attach that to the acetate. So on this one, I wonder if we might want to go under some of these a little bit. And there's our happy birthday shaker. And then as it shakes, as it turns, those shaker pieces go around. And then on the inside, you can choose to cover up that brad with another butterfly or something. So I hope that showed you how you can take that Ferris wheel card and make it into a shaker. I love how these Ferris wheel cards turned out, and thanks Sam for her inspiration and teaching on this. I hope you will give this fun fold a try, and I thank you for watching, subscribing, sharing, and thanks too for helping me share the joy of creativity.